So Grand Theft Auto 6 is officially up for pre-order and is going up on November 19th of this year. Now, most games would generally just be getting a lot of hype, but how come Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't? Well, there's a lot to really unpack with this. So, sit down and I'll go through all of this. So, why is Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar as a whole in a lot of controversy right now? Is it deserved, or are people overreacting? Well, let's take a look at the controversy, I guess. Well, Grand Theft Auto 6, as we know, is going to be out in November. And there's already been two huge issues with that. Well, actually, kind of three. I guess four, if you're being honest. Well, I guess probably the most notable one is the fact that the game took way too long to come out. Yeah, the game's been confirmed to have been in existence since 2022. And, well, the thing is that it's 2026. And we still haven't seen it. 2026 is half over, and the game won't come out until another 4 months, which has left a lot of people in a really upset mood. And that's understandable, because I mean, we all had to wait 13 years for this game, so it kind of sucks, to be honest. But that's not all. There's other controversies too, such as the fact that Rockstar is kind of being accused of crunch time and being anti-union, something that has been a huge issue when it comes to gaming for quite a bit actually. Red Dead 2 also got into controversy because Rockstar was forcing employees to work overtime, and Grand Theft Auto 6 has also been seeing new controversies. The two bigger ones are, of course, the fact that the game is $80 for the base game. Now, game prices have gone up quite a lot within the past 20 years. Back on PS2, these games were about $50 a piece, which is still a lot of money, but you could argue was still fair. While DS games were about $40. GBA, I think, was about $30 or so. Then you have the PS3 and PS4 era, for the most part. Most games are generally about $60, which is a lot. But a perfect game would have had dozens of hours of content and would have been well worth the price. Except for most Call of Duty games. I love this series, but it's kind of true. But of course, when the PS5 came out, games went up in price again to $70. And with the Switch 2 coming out, with the Switch 2 having come out, some games kind of went up to $80. As of now, the only ones I know of were Mario Kart World and a new Fire Emblem game. And both of these have gotten Nintendo in some criticism. It's gotten them to be criticized by some people. Now, of course, I guess, we have Grand Theft Auto 6 now, which would be another game that does that. So, of course, is that just the issue, or is there something more? Well, Rockstar is getting into controversy over this, but also the fact that the Ultimate Edition is $100. But that's not all. The Ultimate Edition kind of cuts out a lot of content from the base game and repackages it for the Ultimate Edition. So a lot of shops that would allow you to, a lot of car customizations, tattoos, clothes, and guns, and gun designs, are locked behind this paywall. Now, I'm sure that the standard edition is going to have a lot of interesting stuff in the game, but it's just the fact that they lock behind so much behind one version is leaving a sour taste in people's mouths. Not to mention, there's also the fact that it's not a physical game. This is arguably one of the biggest controversies Rockstar has actually faced. The fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not on disc is a huge blow to physical games because, like it or not, Rockstar is kind of an industry leader. And if they say no to physical, that kind of means other games might be doing that. And it's not just them. There's been plenty of studios that have been going down the more digital route. Call of Duty, for example, most of the games require an internet installation. There's a lot of Ubisoft games that do that too. Not to mention, Bethesda has also done that themselves. Skyrim on a Switch 2 is a download code. Doom, the Dark Ages, only has a couple dozen megabytes on the disc. And Square has also kind of done that with some of their games on the Nintendo, well, on the Switch, and so has Capcom, which is leaving a lot of room for desire. Now, are people overreacting for this? Not really. Everyone's rightfully upset when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6 not having a physical version. A lot of people are really upset with Rockstar on this, and that's perfectly reasonable. Personally, I'm really upset with them still. I am still looking forward to the game, because I do love Grand Theft Auto, but I will also definitely say Rockstar generally are testing everyone's patience with some of the bullshit that they're doing. Not to mention the fact that the whole game is $100 for the full experience is also driving a lot of people insane. Not to mention, there's also the fact that the game has taken 13 years to release. A lot of people are really upset about that because that meant that Grand Theft Auto 5 Online has kind of gotten milked to the point where a lot of people are just finding the game boring. Myself included. I've tried playing Grand Theft Auto Online a few times. I just can't. The game's boring. There's really nothing to do. Not to mention, it also kind of feels pay to win. It also doesn't help that Rockstar kind of pushes microtransactions for the players, and there's a lot of people who fear that Grand Theft Auto 6 will kind of be the same thing. Not to mention, with former employees leaving Rockstar, a lot of people worried that Rockstar might not have the same charm anymore that the other games have. And of course, I should also mention this, but we also have people accusing the game of being woke for whatever reason. Yeah, we have those people who really just have nothing better to do than to accuse the game of being woke because the game has a woman who's the protagonist. I really don't know what these people really want. I just figured I'd mention them so we can have a quick laugh at them. But that aside, Rockstar is kind of in a bit of controversy with all of this, and really time will tell whether or not Grand Theft Auto 6 succeeds or not. So I guess, what are my thoughts? Well, I am kind of so-so, actually. I'm gonna get Grand Theft Auto 6. I've been looking forward to this game ever since I played 5. But I will admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Rockstar as I once was. I still do like their games, and obviously I'll still talk about this stuff on this channel. But as I've started playing more and more games, it's kind of realized that there's more out there rather than waiting for a game for 13 years. So it didn't really affect me too much, but it did suck to hear when it would get delayed, especially in fact it's happened twice already. And there were rumors that it was going to happen again. So, yeah. I guess additional thoughts on it. I do like Felicia and Jason. They do look pretty cool. And from what the Ultimate and Standard Edition seem to include, it does seem like we're going to get a lot of interesting customization features that I'm going to really enjoy. Not to mention, the game also looks really fantastic, and well, again, time will tell if it's really fun. But I'm a little disappointed that Rockstar's just kind of going down the digital route. It's really sad, actually. And I kind of wish that they didn't, because, well, I like being able to collect games. If you follow me on Twitter, or Blue Sky, or Discord, or hell, even watch some of my videos, you'll know how much I love collecting games. And so it's unfortunate when we just can't really do that because they went all digital. It also really sucks that there's also crunch time with Rockstar. That's really disappointing. They're better than that. They could do better than that. They've been better than that. You know? Even if it meant getting the game a year later, I would not mind. Just as long as the employees aren't working themselves to death. Same with the union stuff. People deserve to be paid a fair wage, or it kind of sucks that Rockstar does treat their staff like this sometimes. It is really generally disappointing. But I really said my piece about this. Whether or not you do get the game, that's up to you. But for people who do want to get the game or they don't want to get the game, just be nice to them. They're not really doing you any harm. And if they're being some annoying Rockstar fanboy or some Rockstar hater, just block them. You know, more power to you. Just remove them. You don't have to stoop to their level and just get back at them. You know, that's what I would simply do. But of course, like always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will of course be back with more videos very soon.